Hello everyone, hope you're doing alright. Let's quickly talk through hard mode Watchdog. There's a lot's going to be happening here, so let's move very quickly. We run 2 tanks and 2 heals and 4 DPS for this fight. Pretty standard comp. The primary mechanic for this fight is going to be, for one, don't stand in the red circles if you can at all help it. Red circles are bad. If you stand in them, you are stupid. The second primary mechanic for this fight is going to be that people will be assigned a random color, either orange or blue. Now, with these circles, you can touch tips with other people, but do not stand in someone else's circle, otherwise you blow up, you will kill your friends, and you are stupid. So, Watchdog Protocol comes out with the floor matches your circle, do not move. So right now I have blue, the floor is orange, which means I can move. If I have blue and the floor is blue, then I cannot move. It's pretty straightforward. As this mechanic is going out, we want to start to be organizing ourselves so that the blue people are standing over by where that little yellow box is in the top right hand corner of the screen, and the orange people will be standing across them on the left. This is because we will have a mechanic up here that is going to call degauss, which is where you will drop your circles onto the ground. This would be important later. So you can see here, blue is kind of organizing over here by the right-hand side of the screen. Missiles go out, and then we will all gather together in one big happy blue family and drop our circles onto the ground. Once this happens, we will have the Stalker protocol go out, where the off tank will take the boss, and if the boss turns orange, we need to drag him over the orange balls. Now, during this phase, the boss does a boatload of damage, so please, por favor, do not get hit by any of the red circles. You will literally one-shot yourself and you will die and you will look stupid. That's not what we want here. So missiles go out. Do not stand in these missiles. Tanks, you cannot stand this damage. You need to run away from him. You have to kite him away and bring him onto all of the circles. Once this mechanic is over, the dance is kind of done. Now we begin in the second phase of the dance. Everyone will get a new set of circles in which we will have to start the polarized beam. All right, so everyone's going to get their circles here. Now what's going to happen is that the boss is going to drop some missiles and then fire a laser out of his nose. So here come the missiles, boop, 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 and he will begin a cast of polarized beam. If the beam is orange, an orange person needs to stand on top of the nose and intercept the damage for the tank. Now this will still hit like a train, so it's important that you pop a defensive cooldown, otherwise you will die. So you can see here come the missiles, and now here comes the polarized beam. It's a blue beam, so my blue friend is going to stand on top of the nose and take the beam for me. Now, it's important that you stand pretty much up the guy's nose whenever he does the beam. We want to be applying as many stacks as possible to the boss. You may see on Watchdog's debuff tray, there's that little stack of 9 right now. This means that he's taking increased damage. Anytime that he takes damage from one of these circles, that stack goes up, which means that your DPS does more damage. It's very, very good, and it's important that you stack these as many times as possible. So you can see here, blue beam goes out. We need our blue friend to stand up this guy's nose and make sure that he gets an additional stack, so that way our DPS do more damage. Once 4 of those goes out, he will degauss again and drop all of the puddles onto the floor. It's usually important for the remaining people after 4 stacks to bring these to the outside of the room, so that way there's not circles just running around in the middle of nowhere. You will do this a total of 2 times. Once it goes out the second time, it's pretty much the same mechanic again. Now, for you tanks, it's important that you try to stay as close to melee range as possible. If you are at range with Watchdog, he will leap to you. This will cause a whole bunch of desync, and it's really a pain in the neck to deal with. So you can see here, try to stay as close to the Watchdog as possible to prevent yourself from getting leapt to, taking a whole bunch of damage. So we just do this mechanic over and over and over again. If you do this right and have enough damage, you can skip a couple of these phases here. There's another phase called targeted polarized beam, in which case it's pretty much this, just again, usually it involves a DPS running in and taking the blast. It's pretty straightforward. If you've seen this mechanic, you kind of know what the deal is, except that you will have the phase with the floor changing colors again. Essentially, if the floor is your color, don't move. If floor isn't your color, you can move, and then you can intercept the beam that way. So just back and forth, absorbing beams. Now he's going to do another Stalker protocol here. If he does Stalker protocol again, do not push him below 13%. If you push him, I'd probably like 15% to be safe. If you push him during Stalker, he will pretty much one-shot the entire group because he does a whole bunch of damage during the Stalker phase, and it's very important during burn that we don't do something stupid. So he's going to do Stalker again, and which means we need to drag him over the bubbles. You've seen this before. Oh, he's the color. Time to drag him over the bubbles, and that way we keep him at 10 stacks doing a whole bunch of damage. Again, don't stand in stupid stuff. If you stand in stupid stuff, you're stupid, right? All right. Now, once you're at 15%, the tank with the most defensive cooldowns is going to drag him into a corner and you will enter into burn phase. So as soon as you're done with this little phase here, there we go. Everyone is going to stack up together. These bubbles are fake. You don't have to really worry about them. Now we've entered into burn. Couple important things here. If you're the tank, do not move. Do not move, do not move, do not move. Also, do not taunt, do not taunt, do not taunt. If you do either of those things, you will one-shot the group. Secondly, he will be doing missiles pretty consistently here for the DPS. If you are a DPS and you are getting missiles, move back and forth as a group. So you can see here, we all stack in the right, missiles go out, we move to the left. Nope, AlphaCal didn't, that's unfortunate for him. Missiles that go out, boop, 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 boop. Just don't stand in the red stupid stuff, right? It's pretty straightforward. Do this back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth, and then eventually you will kill the boss. There is an additional mechanic if your DPS is slow where a droid will spawn in the middle of the room. If this happens to you, just have your off tank and your healers interrupt the droid 3 times and the droid should die. Just try not to let that droid cast go off and then you should be fine. There's lots going on in this fight. Just essentially don't touch tips, intercept the laser beam, and don't stand in stupid, and you should be fine, though. This is a boss that can get very memey very quickly, so don't worry if you have some problems. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. That's all I have. Take care. Bye-bye.